Look, one of the things I love about this is, you know, the main system, it's super windy now. You can tuck out of the wind in these canals. There's a lot of boat activity over Christmas and during summer, so you can get away from that and go and hide out in these canals. Yep. Sure. Yep. Playing with it now. Just one wanting to, I got it. There we go. Oh, great stuff. And, oh, that's a whiting. That is so cool. Taken from underneath this jet ski. It's a good whiting too. If I was down here tonight for a jack session, you know what would be happening. It'd be straight in the live well. Oh God, they go hard, these whiting. They're so impressive. I'll give you a look at this. Just under this jet ski, eh? And the way that I actually caught it, I'll talk you through the technique of how I actually pinned this fish, because it wasn't a hook setting. I'm getting a new board for me Minn Kota. It's doing my head in the last couple of weeks. Anyway, have a look at this. There's a beautiful big whiting here. They go mental for the camera. But he'd be up around that 30, 34, I'd say. Somewhere around that. What a beauty, eh? Have a look at that. And the little soft prawn just fell out of his mouth as I picked him up. But I'll give you a look at what I was using. It's going straight back in. Oh. Despite the good couple of fillets that were sitting on that, the kids would have loved that. But that's all I'm fishing with. And I wasn't setting the hook. I let it have a couple of hits at it. I think the first hit was actually a smaller fish that had come out. And often they're just sort of like trying to knock this thing out, and then they come back and have a proper go and fully suck it down. So you didn't see me fully rip into that fish. And it's a technique that I've been just sort of learning as I go with this new rod. This is a ultra light spin, like a Bream rod. It's called a Bream X by Murasami. And I was put onto this by a bream fisherman from down south who really knows what he was doing. He actually designed this rod, and I can feel everything through this. So there's no real need for me to strike. I can feel when the fish has actually grabbed it and it's got it in its mouth, and I'm watching that line as it starts to load up and just wind into the fish. If you've followed my videos for a while now, you might have seen a couple of videos where I was just missing fish all the time on my little Sienna combo, and this has made all the difference. So I'm fishing with a fluorocarbon, which is a lot more stretch, same hook on the end, but just winding into these fish and being able to feel them and feel what they're doing with the lure is just making all the difference. So it can be absolutely anything, tiny little pontoon like that, or a little jet ski dock, or there's on the back end of this, there's a little boat ramp end. You can fish those as well. They're all fantastic. I'll bring you down in here and I'll show you where we're going to target now. There's some, g'day. How you going? Yeah, good. There's some shadows in there.
You getting a few?
Well, that was a nice whiting. I would have offered it to you if I saw you there. Yeah. Yeah, just a little lure. You get a bit of action out in here, or? Oh, big jack. Oh, wow. Yeah. Loads of little bream, eh? Everywhere. Nah. These little ones are the spikiest of the lot. Oh well, it makes for good fishing during the middle of the day anyway.
This is a perfect spot for it.
Yeah, well I saw the shadow coming in. I was like, oh, I'm going to have a throw around that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like a good idea.
So if you want to get some of these fish during the middle of the day, stealth is still key. So you want to hide your approach. I'm just cruising around really slowly on the motor, throwing at distance, trying to get onto those fish before they can, see me and head deep, and that gives me my best chance. And then if I approach and there's nothing happening, I'm leaving my lure in there, and that makes all the difference. The scent, the patience, and the approach, they're all key in this. And really light line, this is 4 pound during the middle of the day, fluorocarbon, it really helps with your catch rate. You can feel a lot if you've got a great rod, but it allows you to fish these really clear canals and not be running braid right past the nose of these bream and spooking them with joins as the line hits the water right beside a pontoon if they're feeding. It really does help. It's the end of a boat ramp here, this looks ideal. See what's happening. Trying to be a little bit careful. I'm keeping my rod tip down really low because the wind's blowing my line around, which gives the lure a bit of action, and I don't really want any action. I just want the lure just sitting there. So I'm trying to keep my rod tip low, keep the line in the water. This is epic here. Something's going to go down here. There was birds on this. There's going to be bait there. Bream will be under it. I'm just going to sink it down. Surely on the edge of this. Yep, got it. Oh, had to be something there. Again, it just takes that extra time. It's not power fishing, it's not super fast. It's slow as can be. But to make the difference in a session, and if you're coming out in the middle of the day, you can't always get your chance to choose your moment. Being able to do this and catch a handful of fish is a lot of fun. To skip down underneath these docks is another big advantage. And when you've got little unweighted plastics, they tend to shoot and skip beautifully, making it really easy to get underneath stuff. And that's where the shadows are, that's where the bream are going to be. So having a skip cast technique is super effective. So generally all I do is give it time, so throw it out, and I'm a lot more passive with the way that I retrieve these compared to early morning. And that's because a lot of the fish are down the bottom during the middle of the day, and you need the time for that unweighted plastic to go all the way down, give them time to come in and start to pack smack it. Oh, just had a hit then. But it's nearly a minute now that it's been sitting down there, and they're still sort of coming around and having a go at it. There's another one there now, just hitting it. So it's a lot slower, a lot more passive compared to, smash and grab sessions early morning, late afternoon, where the bream are really aggressive. And what you can do is, like that, if it's taking that time to do it, to get the bite, you leave it down there, and if nothing happens and they've had those hits and they've gone away, you can just give it a little bit of movement. It doesn't take much at all, just like a little dunk, and that can be enough to pull them back in and get them fired up again. But yeah, I usually sort of give it 30 seconds or so and then try again, especially in these canals where there's heaps of cover like this. There's so many spots to cast at and heaps of bream that yeah, there's just a lot of options. So even though it's slow, if you've got heaps of cover, you still want to be hitting absolutely everything. There's a big bream there, massive bream. See if I can pull him.
Yep. Oh, he's grabbed it. I've got him. There we go. That's it. Awesome.
That was a really patient presentation. Like, it went way down past him, like at least 6 feet down past him. But that's what it took to get him. And this is the fish I saw. Beautiful big fish. I saw him shining upside down. He was feeding upside down on the pontoon, so I knew he was ready to go. I literally took him all the way down, like. I just need him. Here, buddy. Give you a look at that. That's a beautiful fish from around a pontoon, and that's the prawn. They're only the lightly weighted prawns from MMD. These are the soft prawns, and the lightly weighted one, that is the thing that does the trick on these fish. Middle of the day, still a lot of fun. I was going to go home early, but I've pulled another half a dozen fish. Lurking under this timio. Got a double up there, there's a drain as well, so there's plenty of cover. They're onto it now. Plenty of cover. Mate, they're fighting over it. Have I got him? I got him. He's come out too. Oh, I've dropped. He's still got him. He's coming, he's moving, this fish. This is a good fish. Yeah, that's what it's about. That is awesome. Beautiful big fish. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Another cracking bream. And it's almost like they're invisible. Like, I couldn't see any of those fish under there, but they're there and they appear out of nothing. Have a look at this. He's completely hoofed it down. Oh. Look at that, completely gone. He's got some shoulders on him, and for a Gold Coast bream, that's pretty good. Beautiful stuff. I'm going to get this prawn out, I don't know. The tip I've got for you when you're removing these hooks, you don't want to be pushing around on the plastic over the little lead head there, because you'll ruin your plastic. They are really soft. You want to either grab the eye of the hook to push it back, or try and get down and grab the hook. So punching it through the plastic just wrecks the head of your little prawn. Mate, I'm having fun. This is good stuff. And the funny thing is, during the middle of the day, like, you get a bit of a crowd going on. Old buddy's up there reading the paper, having a coffee, but watching what's going on. And old matey around the corner, he wanted to chat, which is all good. So it's a bit more of a social occasion when I'm out here fishing during the middle of the day in these canals. It's sick. Oh mate, he just gave up his jack spot too. He's like, mate, we get big mangrove jack in here. Whoops. Again, another one off the same spot. Oh, he's trying to go back up that drain. How good. Oh, they are fully loaded in here. It's epic. They're small and you might be like, Johnny, get out of it. Not even legal bream, but I don't care, boys. I love it. Anything that grabs a lure, I'm on it. You can definitely overdo the retrieve. Like if I wanted to go hopping it and popping it around and getting real jiggy with it, it's overdoing it. Like this time of day, you just want to slow right down. I might have said it 3 or 4 times already in this video, but that's the key. Slow it down, run your scent on it, and go as light-weighted as possible. This basically represents a little dying shrimp, and there are tons of these little shrimp and prawns that get around these canals, and if they're moving fast, the bream don't buy in. But a really slow one, even like a really slow moving grub that's got a curl tail to it, on the descent, barely unweighted, they're going to work as well, no question. And all I'm running is, this is my little spinning outfit, just a 1000 size reel with 4 pound fluorocarbon all the way through. These canals are super clear. And so it's great, you can see everything happen, but with braid, even the join in the braid to the fluorocarbon at 2 meters or whatever you run, sometimes the bream will come out and look at that first. So I've just started going basically fluorocarbon right through and learning to feel the fish with a much better quality rod. It just makes a big difference to my fishing, and that's the way that I'm doing it now. And feel what's going on. I'm letting them basically hook themselves as I load up and wind through it. Yep. They're playing with it. I got him. Just waiting for him to just properly take it. And oh yeah, I know, small bream. Spiky bream, but still a lot of fun to just round out the morning, especially if it's been a little bit slow out in the main river chasing jacks or chasing flathead out on the flats. To come in here and just finish off with a couple of little hookups, get your confidence up. It's really good fun. Come on, pop out, little buddy. Kind of cast that you want it going all the way into the corners, so any pontoon with a shadow in there, something playing with it now. You want to get it in that corner, especially if it's the shadowed corner. And then my retrieve is just to literally just leave it, let it sink down, let the fish come and find it. And if you've got a rod like this, you're going to feel them, you know, try and knock it out or play with it, and then once they start to run with it, you just let them hook themselves. And the really catchy hooks on these soft prawns are ideal for this style of fishing. You know, you want fine gauge hooks, really catchy, so you can test it with your finger. As soon as your finger touches, it catches. They're the hooks that you want. So you can see that there, hopefully you can pick that up. That is a super catchy little hook, and you can see that even with the lightest of pressure, it's still enough to pin these fish. A lot of these fish in here have got really soft mouths, the bream, the little picky whiting, even the small trevs and the little GTs and that sort of thing, the little fleshy bit around their lips that they tend to mouth during the day, they can be a little bit more reluctant to come and slam it. You want to be able to pin them when they're just popping at it. The wind's going to sort of push the line down so it's sitting right under the pontoon now. There's got to be a bream down there. Yep, got it. That's a better one. Oh, stay out, buddy. Stay out. He's trying to go down around the pylon. Come on. He's doing a good job of keeping me in there. Oh, he's a beauty. Alright. So that's all part of it. Like you got wind here, and that's part of the reason, like middle of the day stuff, you're going to cop a bit more wind than usual. So keep your rod tip low so that it's not pulling on the lure, giving it an action that you don't want. Look at that. He's all over it. And allow that lure just to go all the way down. You don't want this lure being affected by the wind and pulling it up and giving it a pop action, anything like that. So hopefully that's given you some things to consider, and if you're going to go fishing and you're going to call your day early and get your donut, then you can definitely save it doing this sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Just a couple of the pointers to remember. So you want a really lightly weighted plastic. These soft prawns, I'll see if I can find you the packet so you know what you're looking for. So that's them. It's an MMD soft prawn, and you can get them from mmdfishing.com.au. That's Mick's site, but they are just fabulous for this style of fishing. So donut saver fishing, and you know, you want to fish as light as you can. Really light lines, super patient, and keep checking your hook point. You want to keep checking that hook point to make sure that it's super sharp, and then with that scent, and it'll be game on. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.